Hey Baringo babes, it's me, Juliana, and I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I know it has been over a year since we posted our last YouTube video, but I'm just very happy I'm able to do this one for you. As we all know, well, if you don't know, then now you know, but Adriana has been in law school and she's been kicking ass, but that's why she hasn't been able to do many videos, and I have been going through a lot of health concerns for the past 3.5 years, so it has been a long road, but I'm just happy I'm able to do this in the free time I have gotten in the past couple of weeks. So, and I just really wanted to do this for you guys. I miss doing YouTube videos a lot, so I was just really looking forward to this. And you might be wondering why I'm in like a extra ass coat. Like, I'm gonna do a spin. Yes. 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 So I just wanted to do this because today I am reviewing the Game of Thrones Urban Decay palette, and I'm so excited to do this for you guys. I have recently become very obsessed with Game of Thrones. My boyfriend convinced me to give the show another try because I was not a fan of it at first, and then I binged the whole entire thing in about 2 months, which is insane. I got very invested, so I'm obsessed with it, and seeing this palette come out, I just had to get it because just even if it's not great, it's a collector's item, and that's just something that's amazing to me. I don't really have anything like that, so I figured why not do it now. And I just wanted to wear my most extra coat that's like floor length because it reminds me of being like a Stark, House Stark. Yes, even though, who's your favorite character? Comment that down below. Mine is Brienne of Tarth. She is queen. She is a queen. Well, she's a knight. She's a knight, but like she's queen to me. She's amazing. So we'll get to that later. I'll chat about her. But I'm really excited to review this for you guys. I'm going to be doing swatches, and then I'm going to be doing a look for you guys with the palette. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I'm taking this off because I'm getting really hot. So let's get this off and get the party started. So I also am wearing a shirt in honor of the show. I want it to be Flames, cuz Daenerys, Dracarys. Yes. Sorry if you guys don't watch the show, but I'm just gonna be throwing in a lot of insiders, but I'll try not to do it too much so I won't be annoying. But so I'm just really excited to get started on this for you guys. This is the packaging. It is absolutely beautiful. And then it shows all of the colors on the back, and then gives like a little description. I'll read that for you guys. So it says, from the, oh wow, I can't read. So, from the shores of Dragonstone to the frozen lands beyond the wall, this eyeshadow palette was inspired by our favorite places in Westeros and the strong woman of the Seven Kingdoms. That's really cool, I actually did not know that. Use this arsenal of 20 shades to declare your allegiance to House Targaryen, House Lannister, House Stark, or to defeat the White Walkers. Jewel tones and earthy neutrals give way to dark metallics and frosty shimmers, all of which can be customized with our 4 Transformer shades. And as you can see, these 4 right here, those are going to be the Transformer shades. I've heard that they're like really good toppers, and they do transform whatever shade you put them on, which is actually pretty cool. And then it says, prepare for battle with Stormborn, a glittery metallic purple, and unwind with Lannister red, a matte reddish brown. Choose your look and claim your rightful place on the Iron Throne. Also, before we get into the palette, I just want to apologize for my opening part. I didn't realize that my TV was playing Friends way too loud, so if you hear like Ross and Rachel and Monica going off in the back, don't worry, I'm very sorry about that, but I want to turn off the TV. So getting into this, this is the actual palette. This is what it comes in, which is so cool. It looks like a book and has like a map of Westeros on it. And that's the back. It's really, really awesome. This is what I was saying, how it's like a collector's item. It's beautiful, and this is something you can keep forever pretty much, if you take good care of it, of course. So you open it, and it features a really, really big mirror. And then it says a little, I don't know if I'd call this like, oh, this is a quote, sorry, I was about to call it a poem. So it says, Lannister, Targaryen, Baratheon, Stark, Tyrell. They're all just spokes on a wheel. This one's on top, then that one's on top, and on it spins, crushing those on the ground. Wow, Daenerys Targaryen. Don't know why I'm messing up names right now, but it's okay. So under that wonderful quote that we have, you open this, and this is where the surprise is. Oh! That's so cool. So this is, as you all know if you watch the show, the Iron Throne. Just look at that baby. It's like 3D. It comes out. This is insanely cool. And then inside it has another quote. I will read that one for you guys. It says, "Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor and it can never be used to hurt you. Tyrion Lannister." So I think this is just absolutely amazing that they did this like homage to the show in here. It's beautiful. I'm just obsessed with, like, come on. That's really cool. Really cool. So I just think this packaging is like worth it. Like, if you don't play with makeup, like, get this. It's worth it. It's beautiful. They're not gonna make it again. The show is ending. The show is ending. It's very sad to admit. But moving on with the palette, you can close this. I'll close it for now just so it's not distracting. You'll see this little part right here, and you pull that out, and that's actually where the actual palette is. So you pull that out, and you can disconnect it. I think that's really convenient for when you're getting ready, so you don't have like a huge palette laid across the sink, because I know I always do that. Like with my James Charles palette, it takes up pretty much like half of my sink space. So, oh, hi Morty. Sorry, my cat is coming and interrupting. He tried to knock over my ring light earlier, so I really hope he doesn't do it again. Okay, we are good. Okay, so moving on to the palette, they break this up by house, which is really, really cool. So I'm gonna go through that with you guys. The first one will be the North, so this is like Beyond the Wall, White Walkers, and the first color is Take the Black. This is like a black glittery color. This is White Walker, Free Folk, Frozen North, and Hardhome. And these are all glitter shades in this part. This one, there's a couple of like duochromes, and then this is the topper, the transformer shade they were talking about on the back. So those are kind of like, if you want like a really glittery look. I just wouldn't recommend doing like a whole look with just that part, because that'd be like insanely intense. You don't have any mattes. But if you want all glitter, go girl, go. Just go for it if you want to. I don't think I would do that for me necessarily. I'd look crazy. But the next part is going to be House Stark, my favorite. And the shades in here are Nymeria. This is like a matte brown. This is one of 3 matte shades in the palette, which I'm actually really disappointed in, because I have a lot of glitters in other palettes and I was looking for more like matte shades, and they could have done a lot of cool things with names and just like tones, because like you kind of see like every tone possible in the show, in the different places, in the north, the south, the water. It's just, there's so many things they could have done. So I'm kind of disappointed in the matte selection, but we'll get to that later. So the first shade in House Stark is Nymeria. This is like a really good transition color. It's like your really basic brown. The next one is Winter is Here. This is kind of like a dark smoky brown. It has some glitter in it too, so you can definitely do like a crazy good smoky eye with that. The next one is Weirwood Leaves. This is a beautiful dark purple. And then the next one is called The Sight, and it's really, really pretty blue. And their topper shade is Winterfell. And then moving on to House Lannister, then it's going to be the Red Keep, which is a nice, just pretty like common gold tone. There's Casterly Rock, House Lannister, and Lannister Red, which these are the other only 2 matte shades in the palette. And this one's kind of like a really peachy tone, so it doesn't show up very well on me because of how light my skin is. But I feel like if you had darker, tanner skin, it might look really good on you. And then Lannister Red, that is my favorite matte, of course, in this palette, because there's only 3 to choose from. But I just love the color. It's so rich and earthy. I'm just obsessed with it. And then their topper is kind of like a goldish white, and it's really pretty. And then the very last one is House Targaryen. Move up for here. And then this one's gonna be Stormborn. It's a beautiful glittery purple. The next one is House Targaryen, which again is kind of like a simple gold, but it's a little lighter than the Red Keep. Next one's Dothraki. This is a yellow gold that's really rich in its tone. It's beautiful. And then Bend the Knee, and this is kind of, I think that's more of a topper shade, even though they said this is like the Transformer topper shade. I think that's more of a topper because you'll see in the swatch it doesn't show up very well. And then their topper shade is more of like a duochrome pink. It's really beautiful. So these are all the shades, and now we're going to move on to the swatches. Okay, so off camera, I already did my brows. They turned out like a bit stronger than I wanted, but let's say strong brows for strong women in this show. Ooh, ooh. I just had to make something up because I'm kind of mad at them, but it's okay. And then I also put some Shape Tape on my eyes and then set that with a little powder just to have a good clean slate for the eyeshadow to go on. So this past weekend, I kind of sat down with a palette and wanted to think up a look. And I tried to base it off a house, which was kind of impossible because there's literally so many glitter shades and 2 of the mattes are in House Lannister. And if I were to pick a house, it wouldn't be that because I seriously just, I love Tyrion and Jaime has grown on me exponentially, but not after the last episode. He screwed over Brienne. That does not fly with me, Mr. Jaime. But it better just be because he's about to kill Cersei. That would be the only way I'm okay with that. But anyway, getting off a rant. It just didn't make a lot of sense to do a house just because like I would have to do an all glitter look and I don't think that would look good. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. In the and something I did find out too is that a lot of the shades don't blend well together. I was trying to do a whole Stark look, or not Stark, but House Stark look, and it just, some of the shades would not blend well. Like Winter is Here and Weirwood Leaves just looked really muddy and not pretty, and they would not blend for the life of me. I tried about like 6 different eye looks, like switching out each eye and be like, okay, which one looks good? And I tried to do something off of a character. That didn't work for me either. So I kind of just came up with a little thing that I thought was cool, which is why I'm wearing a fire shirt today. I kind of want to do a fire and ice look. So I wanted to stick with the Lannister red as my main crease color because I'm absolutely obsessed with that shade, as I said. And then I wanted to play with the North shades because the Frozen North is absolutely insanely pigmented and is so beautiful, and I just wanted to play with those colors and kind of do an icy fiery look, if that makes any sense. So I'm really excited and let's get into it. I'm going to move my bangs out of the way because these boys get in the way. I'm gonna look real crazy the whole time, but it's okay. So to start, I'm taking a blending brush and I'm going to be dipping in Nymeria first. I'm going to be using that as the main transition shade in the eye. So you're just gonna do that in a windshield wiper motion. And as you can see, that's like just a really, really basic, good brown shade for the crease. And you're just gonna keep working that in until you get a nice tone. Once again, I said some of the shades really aren't pigmented, so you kind of have to really work with them. Alright, and once you have a good foundation laid down, we are going to move on to Lannister Red. You're going to see how wonderful this color is on the eye. I still can't get over it. So we're going to dip in with, yes, we're going to use the same brush. So, look at that. You can write, like, I live for these kinds of shades. Dip into that. And then you're gonna work that in. I'm gonna focus this kind of all over the crease, but then we're gonna kind of smoke that baby out. And work this in the same windshield wiper motion. Oh, I'm so sorry, my throat keeps making really weird noises. I know everyone's throat does that, but like, of course mine's doing it as I'm filming a video. That's my life, it's okay. And we're just gonna try and make this pretty deep, because I want this to be like an intense look. This is something, of course, that you can like tone down so it's not so intense for you, but I just kind of wanted to go all out for this. And just keep working that out until you get a pretty good pigment out here and it looks smoked. And that looks intense right now, I know, but we're just gonna keep going with it and we're gonna blend. It's gonna look absolutely beautiful. So what you wanna do next, I'm going to grab another blending brush and we're just gonna blend this out. So this is another fluffy blending brush. I have no color on this. I'm just gonna go and work this really well. Also, if you hear a voice in the background, my boyfriend is Twitch streaming and he's playing Mortal Kombat, so he's talking mad shit to people on the internet right now. If you guys want to go follow him, it's Midnight Tyrannosaurus TV, twitch.com. He does it a lot. He loves video games. But yeah, if you hear yelling, that's what is going on right now. There it is. So now we're going to dip in to the Frozen North, and it is just, you can't touch this shade. It's that beautiful. So I'm actually going to be taking my finger because I saw that it gets the most pigment with my finger, and it didn't really show up with a brush, but I am going to be using a brush to blend it out. And we're gonna lay it right on the lid. There is a bit of fallout with these colors, by the way, and I actually do have a base already down, so I might have some blue fall on me and I might have to redo my base a little bit, but we will see. So let's take this and just put it directly on your lid. Like, oh, so pretty. Just keep patting that on the lid. Kind of rub it. Your finger is actually a very good brush. I used to only use my fingers when I first learned how to do makeup. Look where we are now. Still doing it. So just keep packing on that color. And you're going to put it a little bit into your crease because we're gonna marry these two colors together. All right, and when you are at this step, it is pretty much as blended as you can get with your finger. So I'm going to be using, where is she? This is like a flat shader brush. And we're going to be using this to pack more color on, and then we're going to blend it out with the brush that had no color on it before. And kind of make sure you're blending out this part as you go. Ooh. I have a bit of blue under here. Homegirl looks crazy. So crazy, but it's okay, we can fix this. That's what concealer is for. We're going to take this out to meet the red. Now we're going to jump back into the Lannister red just to deepen that red back up, bring it back out, and then marry it to the blue. And I'm gonna go underneath the blue to kind of encapsulate the blue color with the red. All right, and then we're definitely, do not worry, going to clean up this so it's a very sharp going up line, because I think that's just gonna look really pretty, and I definitely have to redo underneath my eye because there's a lot of blue. Like, that just came out from under my eye. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's there. She is there. It sucks, but she's there. On the front of Frozen North, I wanted to put that Transformer shade because I feel like it could add a really cool icy effect, and then it kind of goes out into the fire. So that's kind of what I envision, and it looks really amazing. So once again, take this on your finger. It will not apply well with a brush whatsoever. And we're gonna apply that right in the inner corner. Pat that really carefully. And you can see how beautiful that is. And I'm just gonna keep building up that color a bit just so it really stands out. This is definitely a dramatic look, so if you don't want dramatics, then I can do another one for you guys, but I definitely wanted to do something dramatic. And now we're going to take the brush that we have the blue on and then just blend these together. And now I'm going to grab a clean makeup wipe and clean all of this under my eye. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm actually going to use the highlight shade as a White Walker because I think this could be a really cool accent to the whole eye. So I'm going to be taking a really small brush like this, and I dip that into White Walker, and we're just going to be putting that by the brow bone. Yeah, that was Fallout, you guys. That's crazy. Got on my nose. Girl. Let's apply foundation again. Okay, and now we're going to clean up this line. So it kind of just depends on how dramatic you want. this eyeshadow wing to be. But that just cleans up into a really pretty smoked out eye. So since we have that going on, I'm actually going to go and do the other eye, and then I'm going to touch up my base because I know I have to redo all of this good stuff. So I will be right back, and then we will move on to eyeliner and then underneath the eye. All right, Baringo babe, so I have it now fixed the beat. It is back on point. We got our highlight, we got our glow, we got the contour. It is all set, and the other eye is now complete with the lid shades. So now we're going to move on to eyeliner and smoking out the bottom and doing all that good stuff to finish up the look. So I'm going to start with the Scandal Eyes waterproof gel pencil. We're going to be putting this in our inner waterline. If you don't like doing that, completely skip this step. It won't be a big deal if you don't do it. I just really want to do a dramatic smoky eye. Whenever I just sit here and do it like this, I always think of like middle school days when I literally wore my eyeliner like this because I thought it was cool. Why? And I'm also pretty bummed that like girls nowadays, they don't know the struggle of raccoon eyes. They will never know it because they're all like, their faces are beat to the gods at 12 years old. Like, it's not right. It's not right. Now that we have that complete, I'm going to do it to the other eye. All right, now that we have brought it back to our emo 12-year-old days, we are going to go in with this flat brush that I use to smoke out eyeliner all the time. But we are actually going to be dipping into Take the Black with this and making that our eyeliner because I found that that makes a beautiful, beautiful smoky look to a liner. So I'm going to be dipping into that. And then you're going to create your wing. I will move my bangs out of the way. All right, and you're going to start from here. And you can already see that has so much pigment, it's insane. And you can make this as dramatic as you'd like. You don't have to do it any which way. Do whatever your heart desires. And I'm going to bring this to like the halfway point of the eye. And just keep packing this on. I'm gonna make this a little more of an obvious point. All right, and then I'm going to keep packing on that color and then smoking it out in the middle. All right, so I love how this looks. It's really subtle, but it kind of adds to that really cool smoky eye that I was going for. And I also forgot to mention, I don't know how I forgot to mention this, but this look was really inspired by the Battle of Winterfell because that literally was fire and ice going full force against each other. And I literally don't know if I've ever cried that much in an episode, had my mouth open for so long, screaming at things. Like, it was crazy. We turned this house into like a movie theater, lights off, dead silent. It was amazing. So I just really wanted to just like create the fire and ice look from that, so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And now we are going to move on to the other eye, do the same thing with the eyeliner, and we will be back to continue with the bottom lash line. Now that we have smoked out our eyeliner with Take the Black, even though Take the Black was our eyeliner, it just shows up so well, as you can see. Just smoked out both sides to create this really uplifted, smoky, sultry eye with everything. So the last step before mascara, we are going to take, sorry, I could not grab that. We're going to take this pencil brush and we're going to dip this into Lannister Red so we can really bring that fire ice concept to life. I'm going to be doing the bottom lash line with the Lannister Red and then probably putting Hard Home in the corner to make that all tied together. And mixing this with that eyeliner is going to create a really smoky, grungy look, which is really cool for this look as well. Alright, and once you have it directly under the eye and blend it out, you're going to take it a little bit into where the eyeliner is just to marry this all together. You see how I'm kind of just bringing it so it all meets up in that line and the eyeliner is going straight out there. Just kind of make it all come together and just create that look. After completing the second eye, this is what both eyes should look like. This is the finished eyeshadow look for you guys. I'm going to be adding mascara off camera and then coming back so you see the final look all together. But I'm absolutely loving these shades. I honestly used all of the shades that I feel like had the best pigment, so we'll go over those again. I used Take the Black, Frozen North, Hard Home, Nymeria, and Lannister Red. These all have amazing payoff on the color. As I told you, a lot of these colors don't play well together, but these actually look absolutely beautiful together, and I just really like how this look turned out. It's definitely like a glam grungy look, so you guys can definitely do this if you want to go out and look like I'm not gonna say bomb because it's gonna sound conceited, but you might look bomb doing this. So if you want to just do something out of your comfort zone and just look glam and just use your Game of Thrones palette, why not? So the last thing I'm gonna also be doing is putting Hard Home into the inner corner. Just adding a little bit of glitter. And like I said, just be careful because it does get in your eye. Alright, now off camera, I'm going to do my mascara and add a lip color, and I will be right back for you guys. Alright, Barinko babes, this is the final look of the Fire and Ice look I created out of the Urban Decay Game of Thrones palette. So my final thoughts on this palette is if you are a huge Game of Thrones fan, you love everything about the show, and you want to have a collector's item that you can also use as makeup, then definitely get this because I don't regret it on that level. But if I wasn't someone that watched the show and just kind of wanted a cool makeup palette Urban Decay is releasing, I don't recommend getting this. This was $65, which is a little more expensive than their Naked palettes. And I understand that because it's with HBO and Game of Thrones, so they had to price it up a little bit. But I feel that a lot of the colors didn't work well together. The payoff wasn't good, and it just had a lot of fallout, which usually isn't a problem, but when it's like some dark colors, they just like get all over you and it's a mess. So I definitely feel like if you aren't super into the show, then don't purchase this. But if you are, you can make some great eye looks out of this. They have a bunch of glitter, so if you don't have a lot of glitter in other palettes that you have, then reach for this for sure. But I love Game of Thrones, so I'm very excited to have this in my collection, just be able to look at the Iron Throne, and whenever we find out who takes the Iron Throne, I don't know, that I'm like, my heart can't handle that right now. And also comment below who you think's gonna take the Iron Throne. I'm still very undecided. I feel like Jon Snow, even though we know he's not Jon Snow, I feel like he should take it because I think Daenerys is about to lose her shit. So we will see, but Cersei needs to die. I think we all can agree on that one. I loved doing this look for you guys, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really miss doing these videos for you, so it was a pleasure to be back, especially doing something for Game of Thrones, a show I am obsessed with. I love you, Barinko babes, and I'll see you next time.